I am guilty of having a serious case of gas, or gear acquisition syndrome, as some people call it. It used to just be guitars and related like musical equipment, but it's so much worse now. I don't know if you saw from the shot earlier about all the gear that I have in my studio, but I'm at the point where I'm just like constantly upgrading my must-have gear in an effort to minimize my travel footprints when I do go on the road, but at the same time maximize the quality of my gear. And it has been a really, really bad month. The new mics, new tripods, stuff hitting the market like literally every day. And then the YouTube algorithm does not help, because as soon as I watch a video about one kind of mic and I decide to buy it, and then I get a YouTube video recommendation about a new kind of mic, and I'm like, oh, that looks cool. And the next thing you know, I have 5 different wireless mics in my house. So I wanted to share with everyone some of my must-have gear when performing live, whether it's stand-up comedy or music, but usually stand-up comedy because I'm a stand-up comic. And this week, we are going to be talking about the DJI Mic 2 and 3, which I have purchased both of them. But I'm going to break down the differences in price, specs, and usability and sound quality, which to me are the most important things that I always consider before I'm going to drop 2 or 3 or 4 bills on a device. And then I'm going to let you decide which one of these you want to buy based on that information. So let's start with the big one. We're talking about price. As of today, September 8th, the DJI Mic 2, which as you can see on the screen, I purchased in January of 2025, so 9 months ago, just under 9 months ago, is currently today selling for $269 with everything shown in that kit. The DJI Mic 3, which I purchased literally a week ago, as you can see from the screen, is going for $329. Yeah, the price difference right now is like $60, and maybe that'll be important to you. The DJI Mic 3 case, as you can see, this is the DJI Mic 3 case, just a little smaller. Width-wise, they're about the same, but the crazy thing about the Mic 3 is they managed to shove everything that you put in the case of the Mic 2 into this charging case of the Mic 3. So these are both charging cases. You can put the devices in here and it'll charge them. So let's open up the Mic 2. We'll open up the Mic 3. So as you can see, when you open them up, they turn on. The Mic 2 and the Mic 3. Visually very similar. The Mic 3 is the Mic 3 receiver, just a little smaller. Let's go over some of the specs that we have here from DJI. So the transmitter size and weight, clearly smaller in the DJI Mic 3. This transmitter right here, if I take it out of the case, weighs in at 16 grams, while the transmitter of the Mic 2 weighs in at 28 grams. Let me switch over. That's the size difference of the two mics. The DJI Mic 3 is literally half the size of the DJI Mic 2. The internal recording for both of these, for the Mic 3, you're looking at dual file 32-bit floating with 32 gigs of storage. For the DJI Mic 2, here on the left, you've got single 32-bit float with 8 gigabytes of storage. What does that equate to in actual, time, hours? I haven't recorded anything on the DJI Mic 3 yet, and I believe it's 50 some odd hours, 57, 58 hours of available recording time. For the DJI Mic 2, I believe it's like 14 hours worth of available recording time. So depending on whether you're depending on whether you're doing 32-bit float or, single audio files. And what 32-bit float means is you can record a file that's going to be a little lower. The decibels are going to be a little lower so that, in case you're talking too loud, I backed up from the microphone there to do that. If you're talking too loud, you can actually get a separate file with a lower dB so that you don't blow out the audio file. You have a transmission range on the DJI Mic 3 of up to 400 meters, dual band 2.4 or 5 gigahertz. With the Mic 2, you're only getting 250 meters at 2.4 gigahertz. Now, of course, one of the things I hate when I'm looking at stats like this, when you're looking at things like up to 400 meters or up to 250 meters, like what does that mean in people terms? Like it sounds like a lot, which it is, but what does that mean when you're thinking about a shot, how far out you can be? So the DJI Mic 2 right here has up to 250 meters of line of sight transmission. DJI Mic 3 has up to 400 meters of line of sight transmission. Now, other videos from people who know what they're doing, they'll actually go out and they'll set up a camera and they'll walk 250 to 400 meters and they'll show you, hey, this is a really far distance that you can transmit on. This is what I'll tell you. 250 meters, which is what the Mic 2 transmits up to, that's 200 and some odd yards of transmission range, while the DJI Mic 3 has a range of up to 400 meters, which is 400 some odd yards. So that's 4 football fields worth of transmission range, while the DJI Mic 2 has 2 football fields and some change. That's a lot. That's a lot. So in your head, imagine you're standing at one end zone, you have a friend standing at another end zone, and then you have another friend standing twice that distance. That's a long way, line of sight. So if you are using the DJI Mic 2, that's how much range you have. If you're using the DJI Mic 3, that's how much range you have. Like 400 some odd meters with the DJI Mic 3. That's 4 football fields and some change. The DJI Mic 2, that's 2 football fields and some change. That's a lot. You're not gonna need that much range. So range-wise, they're both really good. Of course, the 3 has more. But then we're looking at connectivity. Here's the big one. Here's the big one that really, like this grabbed my attention. So one of the reasons I thought about getting the Mic 3 was because when I was using the DJI Mic 2 as like a podcast mic, I was trying it for a little while as a podcast, like a wireless podcast mic system, so that it wasn't running cables from one side of the studio to the other side of the studio. I could only use 2 microphones for the DJI Mic 2. You could only, this microphone, this transmitter, and this transmitter. The DJI Mic 3 supports up to 4 transmitters and 8 receivers. So this mic right here, you can get 2 more additional transmitters, connect them up to this one receiver. Now you've got 4 microphones. And the crazy thing is you can connect up to 8 receivers. So 7 additional receivers. So 7 of these, and up to 4 transmitters on each. Time code support. The DJI Mic 3 supports time code support all the way. Noise cancellation. 2 levels of active adaptive gain with the DJI Mic 3. With the DJI Mic 2, you have intelligent noise cancellation. We'll actually do sound comparison. I'm going to record onto the devices, onto the actual hard drives of these devices, because they both record internally. And then we're going to see how it sounds in post. Yes, it's going to be more work for me, but you know what? You're worth it, internet. You're worth it. Here's another big reason I decided to buy these. Total battery life. The DJI Mic 3 has up to 28 hours of battery life. The total battery life of the DJI Mic 2 is up to 18 hours. And that's battery life with the case, meaning you can charge it up, you can run it down, recharge it, and you'll get up to 28 hours with the DJI Mic 3 and up to 18 hours with the DJI Mic 2. And then wireless connectivity, you've got dual band 2.4 or 5 gigahertz connectivity with the DJI Mic 3, and then you've got 2.4 gigahertz wireless connectivity with the DJI Mic 2. But let's look at some of the stuff that's important to me and might be important to you when it comes to these devices. So I've opened up the cases for you. Both of them come with these pretty awesome cases which double as chargers. You can put everything in here and charge up the case, and that will charge up your receivers and your transmitters. When you open up the cases, you'll see you have the receivers for both and the transmitters for both. And as soon as you open it, the devices will connect. Both also come with these cases. Let's move these. This is the case that the DJI Mic 3 comes with. This is the case that the DJI Mic 2 comes with. Let's close those for a second, get a better shot here. So this is the DJI Mic 2 case. This is the DJI Mic 3 case. Okay, so here's where one of the big differences comes in. As we showed you earlier, the DJI Mic 2 is already bigger than the DJI Mic 3. It is a hair smaller. Here's one of the big differences everybody's talking about. This is the DJI Mic 2 case, all right? When you open it up, you have this much space. This is all you can fit in there. You can probably put the wind socks on. I think you can put the wind socks on and then close this, all right? That's what fits in there. But if you want to bring 1/8 millimeter cable to plug into your DSLR or mirrorless camera, you got to put it in this case. If you want to bring the dead cats with you, you got to put it in this case. If you want to bring any other accessories, you have to bring it in this case. So now, this is the size of the thing that you got to fit in your bag, okay? Now, this is the case that you get with the DJI Mic 3. But here's the thing. When you open up the DJI Mic 3, yeah, you have the transmitters and the receivers, but they built in a spot for the mirrorless camera connector, the 1/8 millimeter cable, and they built in a spot, oh wow, I forgot. They built in a spot for the magnets that you use to connect to the transmitters to wear on your body. So while you could bring this case with you, you don't need to. I don't think what did I even put in this case? Did I put anything in this case? Oh yeah, the dead cat, which you can actually fit into this other case. You can take these out. Let's do it. Let's do it right now, as a matter of fact. Let's put these. These are very strong magnets, by the way, which is another reason I really like the DJI system. The magnets, there's the cable. Let's take the, with the DJI Mic 3, you get 4 wind socks. Get 2 black ones and 2 gray ones. These, I believe, are for the gray ones are for, more windy conditions. Let's see if I can fit all 4 of them in there. Okay, it's a little tight. Don't want to do that. Definitely fit 2, for sure, without a problem. So now, I don't need this at all. I don't need the case that this is coming with at all. So now, the footprint becomes this. This is the DJI Mic 2 with all the accessories that I would normally need, being the cable for my DSLR, the windscreens, a USB cable, versus this, the DJI Mic 3. All the stuff that's in this is now in this. And this is a way smaller footprint for my camera bag or my go bag, or Hell, throwing it in my guitar case. You know what? As a matter of fact, let's do that right now. Where's my guitar case? Just had it. Breaking stuff in the studio. So this is my gig bag. This is the gig bag that I take my acoustic guitar when I'm doing shows. This is the DJI Mic 3. All the gear I just showed you. The receiver, the transmitter, the cables, all that. Pop it right in there. Perfect. There's no, there we go. Perfect. Super small footprint. Let's try sticking the DJI Mic 2 case in here. Does it fit? Yeah. Is that significantly wider? Yeah, so much so that it's pushing out stuff that's in the other bag or in the other pocket. So that's a comparison right there. This versus this. So size-wise, huge difference. One of the reasons I bought this, one of the reasons I might not keep the DJI Mic 2. Perfect, right there. Now let's talk about what the DJI Mic 2 has that the DJI Mic 3 does not. And it's one of the reasons I might actually keep the DJI Mic 2. So as you saw, let's switch back to that angle. The DJI Mic 2 transmitter is significantly bigger than the DJI Mic 3. That's 16 grams for this DJI Mic 3 as opposed to 28 grams for the DJI Mic 2. How and why did they get it smaller? Well, on the DJI Mic 3, you have no inputs. There are no inputs. You have the mic right there. You have a couple of buttons. You have the charging connectors. But on the DJI Mic 2, you've got the USB port right there to transfer files that you save on here. But you also have a connector to connect your lav. So you've got a 0.8 millimeter connector to connect your lav. Why is this important? Sometimes you need a lav. Sometimes you want to use a lav. That's one of the reasons I bought the DJI Mic 2 in the first place. However, because the DJI Mic 3 is so small, do you even need the lav at all? Because one of the reasons I got the lav was because the DJI Mic 2, is so big, it weighs down my shirt. So I had to get a lav, which was like $45, and then put this in my pocket, and then run the lav up to my mic, or to my lapel. Is that good or is that bad? I don't know, because sometimes you want a lav and sometimes you don't, which is why I'm wearing this shirt today. This is the shirt I wear on stage, and this is how I would use these mics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip these onto my shirt, and I'll show you what the difference is. So most people, they'll just put it out front like that, right? I don't want to do that. I'm on stage. I don't want people to see the DJI logo. So usually I do it like that. You can see how it's weighing down the shirt. With the DJI Mic 3, I can clip it, and it's not really weighing down the shirt. But also, here's the cool thing that they did with the DJI Mic 3. With you can take off the clip. You can't do that with the DJI Mic 2. The clip is on there. It's just on there. And again, you can't move the clip. When you clip it on your shirt, or the talent shirt, if you're the producer, the microphone is now pointing this direction. You can't do this. You can't point it up unless you use the magnet and connect it like that. Of course, this would be, for me, I'd be on stage, so I'm going to put it on the inside of my shirt, connect it like that. It's bulky. It's like it looks like I have a tumor on my chest. Which is why I bought a lav and I connect it. But now I'm running a lav up to my shirt. So let's check out the DJI Mic 3. Again, you can turn and readjust where you want the clip to go on your shirt. So here's the microphone portion. You know, clip it on there. It's magnetic. So let's say I'm wearing this shirt. I don't want the microphone turned in that direction, so I just change it. Boom. But now the mic is pulling my shirt. So I'm going to do like I do at a comedy club. I'm going to connect this to the inside of my shirt. Where's the microphone portion? There's a microphone portion. Boom. There's no bulk. You can't really tell. It feels better. Now I don't need that lav. I don't need to run a lav. And that was a pain in the ass. Setting up for comedy sets. I'm like running a lav down my shirt. Just connect it. Boom. Just like that. So that is, the biggest difference for me, other than the size of the actual transmitter, how quickly and easily the Mic 3 just connects to your clothing, you know? So let's do this experiment that I was talking about. Let's connect these to my shirt the way I do at a comedy club. And we're going to do an audio test. We're going to record internally onto both. And like I said before, you have noise canceling on both of these. Let's see. I'm going to actually turn noise canceling off on both of them, just so you can hear. All right, we're going to connect these like I would do at a comedy club. I'll put the DJI Mic 2 on the left side of my shirt. I'm going to put the DJI Mic 3 on the right side of my shirt. They're just about where I have them while I'm at a comedy club. So I'm going to hit record on both of these. Recording on the Mic 2. Let's hit record. Where's the bloody? Oh, there it is. There's the button. Hit recording on Mic 3. So this is a sound check. DJI Mic 2, this is what it sounds like with no processing or noise cancellation on the DJI Mic 2. This is what it sounds like on the DJI Mic 3. No noise cancellation and no EQ. When I pull these files, I'm going to just pull the file, no sweetening at all, and let you hear what it sounds like without any kind of processing, just straight through the microphones. And you'll hear the difference between the DJI Mic 2, which is on this side of my shirt, the DJI Mic 3, which is on this side of my shirt. They're about equal distance from my mouth. The source of the audio, we'll see what that sounds like. And just for giggles, let's turn on noise canceling on both of these. So again, on the DJI Mic 3, you've got 2 levels of active noise canceling with adaptive gain control, and you have intelligent noise cancellation on the DJI Mic 2. So I believe to turn that noise canceling on, I hit that button, or I hit that button. There we go. We hit that button and the light is blinking. Wait. There we go. Noise canceling is on. Oh my God, this is a lot. Double click over here. Noise canceling is on. Okay, so I've just turned noise canceling on both microphones. The DJI Mic 2 right now, noise canceling is on. DJI Mic 3 is what you're hearing right now. Noise canceling is on there as well. But I'm in a studio environment, not a lot of noise going on around me, but you can tell, maybe, I haven't listened to it, you can tell maybe what the difference is between what they both sound like. I like the Mic 3 more than the Mic 2 for all the reasons I described. I like the Mic 2 more than the Mic 3, really only for the reason that you can connect a lavalier mic to it. And that's it. That's the only thing I find the Mic 2 has over the Mic 3. That's it. If you have the Mic 2 already and you're happy with it, should you upgrade? I don't have to. But if portability, size, range are more important to you, sure. The extra $60, sure. You could always sell the Mic 2, which I'm probably gonna do. Now, I think I'm talking myself into selling the Mic 2, but yeah, I like the DJI Mic 3. I know this video wasn't as comprehensive and put together as most of the review videos out there. This is also the first time I'm doing something like this on this show, but I wanted to do something different with the podcast that might be helpful to people and that would justify to the IRS why I'm constantly buying new microphones for my company. But that's it for this episode of Comedy on 11. It was a lot. We were kind of all over the place. If you like the review on the DJI mics, use the information I gave you. Purchase them if you want. I got no skin in the game. Nobody's paying me for this. I paid for both of these microphones myself. I don't have an Amazon affiliate link. I do, but I forgot the password, so I don't know how to do any of the things. I'll put links up on the page just so if you're interested, you can go buy them. But yeah, I got no skin in this game. If you like the show, thumbs up, subscribe, tell your friends, listen to the podcast on your favorite podcast player, leave a 5-star review. That's helpful. I'll be back next week with more gear review. Maybe I'll be a little more put together next week instead of deciding the day before what I wanted to do. Maybe I'll spend the rest of the week actually writing the script in advance and figuring out what piece of gear I want to talk about next. But that was Spilling the Tea, T-E-E, Thom's essential entertainment equipment, stuff that I bring with me to gigs all the time. If you like the show, thanks for watching. Follow me online at _Thom Tran, THOMTRAN. This show is at Comedy on 11 Pod. And remember to turn the laughs up to 11.